how can I describe this? All right, in the energetic realm, I have a conversation with you, right? If we're in the same room, I'll put it this way, that vibration of emotional energy passes from me to you, and it's a wavelength, the same way as a radio station or a cell phone sends out a wavelength that's going through the air. So it exists in the space in between me and you. That energy exists more than me just speaking it, more than you just hearing it. It exists in the space in between. Well, that energy doesn't exist in the finite space. It just continues out in everything else, just like a radio wave or a cell tower. It just keeps going. It just loses energy over distance. But imagine that that energy is sitting in the room between you and I. If you are open to it, you absorb it. It's like you're receiving. It's like you're like, oh, open it up. Like it was fluid coming through a channel or a electron beam, or received and download that energy. Now you think about the number of conversations we have a day, a week, a year. Each one creates its own channel that you've been connected to, and most of them die away, but the really emotional ones and powerful ones, they're still left alive. Much the way that your own mind has memories that are stored up, the external field of channels can have a memory and energy and emotion. This is particularly true if you're relationship with somebody that's ongoing. You keep those channels alive between you and friends and partners and children. So there's energy that's alive. And so we can have multiple channels going internally in our own internal conversation characters, and energy channels external to us. And it's our energy feeding them after a certain point. And so the more that you are practicing silence, the more you're letting those channels die. You're not feeding them. You're not allowing the energy in. Your energy is not keeping them alive. You're not expending energy making a channel of a conversation. You're not giving it life and putting in broadcasting radio waves of conversation energy. And so this is where one of the big ways you gather power is, instead of broadcasting it, you're building your reservoir of energy. Because there's a fabric, basically, of energies, of channels out there made of language. And there's more than just language in it. There's consciousness and emotions. And it creates a whole kind of language matrix. And then so practicing silence is a way to unplug from that matrix. And the other element of that is the language matrix. Like I said, language is made of stories, phrases, meaning, belief system that hold the packets within those channels. And as many as we have channels with the communication we're getting in. So if you're listening to the news, and I know some people have their news channels on in the house and 3 different televisions, they hear it all the time, or whatever it is, that's always inbound, particularly news, very fear-based. They're absorbing that. And we've been programmed, you think about our programming, so much of it after nervous system development in the first 2 years, so much of it is language based. The stories in our mind have been installed through these channels, downloaded into us. They become our understanding, they've become our stories, they become our emotional imprints of all the things we were told. And so we form inside a kind of mirror copy of all the stuff we've received. We have a memory storage inside. So first of all, we want to clean that out, but we also don't want to build new channels that keep downloading to us. So a lot of our installed beliefs program had come in through these channels, energetic channels of language. It's how kind of the matrix dream of Maya is plugged into us through language. And it keeps us running around doing everything that normal society is doing, in spite of the fact that normal society is, well, let's call it unhealthy, emotionally unhealthy. But in a certain paradigm, if you could have a sensor for emotion and the fabric of channels that make up these energies, you could see them as a big networked web between people and around people. If you could get an instrument that would tune to that frequency and the various emotions that are built in there. So practicing silence is a literal disconnection from the matrix. And this may sound nonsense and woo-woo, but that's how it is.